Hey guys, Cindy over Paper Old New. Thanks for coming by and spending some time with me. God bless you for being here and visiting with me. We are running through a revisit. It finally took me, after recording 4 of these, because we're in the 40s now, to write the list down instead of just relying on the pile to stay together the way it's supposed to. All right. Yeah, I'm a little slow. All right, so we are up to 41 through 50. And the first, or 41, was layered butterflies. Now, I know lots of people like to glue down butterflies where you only glue down the center and then the wings are free to like sit up. Okay, this one might be big. That might be why it's having such trouble. But basically what she does is she gets pieces of paper and lays and like makes multiple wings. And then maybe you glue the center down and you get like that layered effect. Okay, and you use decorative papers back there. I did it. I do not have a butterfly punch. I did it with some die cut butterflies that I got at Dollar Tree in a big pack that I wish I could find again because I really like them, but I can't seem to find them anywhere again. And they hold up pretty well. They make a good. Now, what I did have to do though was I had to glue my strips together and then cut the butterflies out. I had to fussy cut around so that they would match. I think that these would be great if you had a punch. I don't know that I would make these having to fussy cut them, but I mean, the big ones weren't so bad. This would definitely be a project specific like I'm working on a thing and I look at it and I go, you know what would be really great here? Some 3D butterflies. I do not think that I would put a bunch of these in a bin and just hold on to them. So, while I think this project is really cute and I think the 3D effect is really cool, I think that this would be as I go. So I would find a project and I would say, hey, I really want some 3D butterflies here. And there you have it. So that would be my take on that one. The next thing that we did was we did banner paper clips again. Now, in this case, they were supposed to be big paper clips like this. Oh, this isn't what this is. This is supposed to be one of those. This is one of those wrapped paper clips that I started. That's not even what we're looking at. Okay, so these are supposed to be jumbo banner paper clips. So it's a banner paper clip like the ones we made before, but it's supposed to be on the bigger paper clips. And at the time I made these, I did not have any of the 3-inch paper clips. So hold on just a second. Here. Okay, pretty sure. Yeah, this is the 3-inch paper clip. All right, so this would go in there like that on a big paper clip. So, I mean, I think these are cute. And then you just glue the back down. For my money, just to quick catch it, I would probably hot glue it because it takes a minute for that. Let's get that turned on and we'll glue some of these down. So most of the ones I made were smaller because that was the paper clips I had at the time. I don't know. I said in the video, because I went back and looked at it again, that I was going to make them big enough. See how that overhangs? That won't fit in the regular. That's considered a jumbo paper clip, by the way. Paper clip, jumbo paper clip. If you want 3-inch paper clips, you got to hunt. You got to search 3-inch paper clip. Okay, so this will fit in here, although there's a lot of wiggle room there. Now, I will say this. If you do make one of these, and they do have a lot of room like that, oh, I even decorated this one. Let's put it in a paper clip. You also don't need that much overhang, but I mean, you could have that much overhang if you wanted. Okay. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, that one might fit on a regular. Everybody remembers how to do this, right? You just slide it. Yeah, that fits on a regular paper clip. This definitely will go on a jumbo. That's or a 3-inch. I thought it was funny when I went searching for paper clips and jumbo meant, the 2 1/4 or whatever. Okay. Maybe off to that side. I don't know. It's going to go on the page that way. It's something to consider. Okay, so if I put this is what's going to clip onto the page, right? So having said that, if I'm going to hang anything, hold on a sec. So I made one of these. This was the other kind of banner paper clip we did where you took the whole piece and you folded it over. So that's one piece of paper just folded over the paper clip. And we did these on regular size paper clips. I cut this strip too small. So I dangled some ribbon off of here and stuck a button on it to make, extra bannering, right? So that was my thought on these, but what you need to consider is, see how the clip, this is where it clips on. So that side, where you need to put your ribbon is on the side opposite. So it would go like that, and then I would put my ribbons over here. Okay. Same with this one. It's going to go like that, and I would put my ribbons over here. Now, every once in a while, I will say this. I have a tendency to give these a paper clip and then not glue them until I'm ready to use them. And the only reason I say that is because I might want to turn this around. So I might want it to clip in. I might want it to clip in the other way. So like instead of going this way, it goes this way on a page. In which case I put it on the paper clip like that. And then off to this side, and I can hang a dangle or something on that side. So I have a tendency to not glue them down until I'm ready to use them, but they have their paper clips in them. And I think this also would have to fit on a 3-inch. So I think I lean toward them going in a certain way, mostly because I'm right-handed, so it's kind of happens to work out that way. Anyway, I like these. As far as, I think I would make them. See, this is a tough one because I don't mind making them and having them incomplete like this and keeping them in a bin and then looking to see if any of them match anything I'm working on and then deciding where I want to use them and swapping this out and fixing them up. So I could mass make them out of scraps, or I could make these like project specific. So I would make it out of the scraps from the project that I'm working on. But I like the decorated paper clips of all shapes and sizes. So yeah, this is definitely one that I really like. And this is these have all been put on paper clips. So they will end up being, this is a totally different kind of paper clip, but anyway. So that's something I would mass make out of scraps that I have sitting around that I haven't done anything else with them. I might as well try and figure out how to use them, and maybe I use them like this. So that's something I would do. I'll put this book out of the way, and we're going to mark. I'm actually going to mark this because I'm trying to keep track because we're going to have a project at the end of this. So this is a mass. This is an as you go, or as needed. Okay. Envelope booklets are next. That's this guy. Okay, now we did envelopes with the panels of paper covering the envelope, right? You stick 2 envelopes together and you cover each envelope, and this is just an envelope folded in half. So you seal it shut, you fold it in half, you decorate the front, put panel, you can still do the panel thing, sew some pages, in this case they're stapled, and then cut the ends open, and you've got little pockets here. Your cover and your back cover are pockets. And you know me, guys, here lately, I've been loving booklets. So this is a great way to use up scraps and fussy cuts and stickers and all kinds of stuff all kinds of stuff that you have in your stash. I would actually sit and mass make bases of these out of scraps. Just grab a bunch of envelopes and sit down and make a bunch of these. That's something that I would definitely consider. I like the booklets. I've told you that to you guys before. So I like those. I should just keep this right here because I keep writing on it. Okay, the next thing is these pockets, which can be double pockets or triple pockets, depending on whether or not you put this in here or depending on how you glue it down. So if you put this in here, the divider in here, you have a pocket here and a pocket here, that's a double pocket. If you just glue that down to your page, it's just a double pocket. But if I glue it down and I can tuck something back here, then it's a triple pocket. So it depends on how you do it. You can also make this without the divider piece in it. But I think the divider piece, as you can see here, it breaks up the decoration some. So like if you use a piece of paper and then you use a complementary piece of paper or something like that, you can kind of break up the design some. Here's some that I decorated. These are really easy to make. So yeah, I mean, and I've got several here that I decorated up. You can see I was, here's one of the 3D butterflies, actually, right there. See how you glue them down and then they, now they would constantly get smashed in a book, but I mean, they're really cute. So yeah. Okay. So those are the triple pockets. These I would, I don't know. These would probably be an as I go. So we're going to say as needed. That's as needed. That's something totally different. This would be an as you go. So I might make these pockets for a specific journal. So these would be journal specific. Okay. I don't know. I mean, unless I look at my scraps and I say, hey, that's a scrap I can make one of those pockets out of, then maybe. But I think these would be journal specific. Okay. The next thing we have is slot pockets. Now, these were kind of fun. I happened to do these out of a pad that I wish I could find again because I really like this pad as far as like, you take a strip of cardstock and you put another little piece of cardstock on top of it and you make a little pocket on the side. And then this is a pocket. Glue it down as a pocket. And then it's got a pocket on its front. Right? And I did a bunch of these, and you can do them in all different sizes. So that's a pocket, too. And these go the other way. So you got a pocket over here. Well, see, pocket, pocket. And like I said, you glue these down on a page. If this was my page and I glued this down on here like this, and then I'd have a pocket on a pocket. Am I doing that so that I can see it and you can't? This was one I decorated. This I made out of those, those little sample pictures they give you on the back of a calendar? That's what I made that out of. So I think they're in a video that I did. But there's my slot. And then glue that down. I think these are cute. I think this would be I don't know. I could see myself mass making these and just having them sit. They're a nice flat pocket, which is something I like. Now, what I might start doing is the thing where you wrap the pieces around so that the pocket, you get the full pocket and there's no glue there. On the back end, I don't really care. But on the top and bottom, it might make it better. Now that's going to cause a little bump here, but you would glue down along there in your book anyway, so it might not matter. But I could see myself mass making these out of pieces of, I'm going to put these down as a mass make because I could see myself making a bunch of these bases like this out of leftover cardstock in a bin. And who knows, one day I might. I still have a ton of scraps, guys. I mean, do we ever get away from it? Even out of all of the books with the little golden books that I've been trying to use as I go, the scraps, use them as I go. I still have scraps left. So I might take those scraps and just sit down and do this. And then I have, here, I just have to show you. This is all scraps. And then I have 2 drawers of paper scraps, which I think by now, which you saw when I toured you through the craft room. Yeah, I showed you those 2 drawers full of paper scraps. Yeah, it never goes away. So that would be a mass make. Okay, these. When I was making these, I thought they were a neat idea. And I said that in the video when I was making them. I don't think I would make these. I like torn edges as much as the next person. This is not something that I kept this one because I decorated it. I think I took most of the other ones apart and cut them down and used them for other things. So this is not something that I think I would do. So this is a no. This is just a not me project. I mean, we're all going to have them, right? Stuff that you like, stuff that you don't. The next thing, these I really like. Okay, and you can make them as hidden paper clips or not. I think I have one in here that is not a paper clip, or maybe I don't. Yeah, this one's not a paper clip. Now, this one that I made not a paper clip also was made with double-sided paper. These ones that are paper clips, the reason that that there's something for you to put the paper clip between and hide. Now, you could do it with double-sided paper, but is because the paper was single-sided, so I used a strip to stick down in there, and I just stuck the paper clip between. But this is great. This is a pen holder. I think we discovered that pens that have, see, and then you just clip it to your journal, and you've got a pen there ready to do your journaling. I think we discovered that pens that have, and this does, the whole outside of this pen is that it's covered in it, but it's not squishy. I don't know what it is, like a rubber. It's like rubberized on the outside, and it doesn't slide in the cardstock very well, and these pockets are kind of tight. You could also use this for a strip of tickets, something small that you wanted, something long and tall that you wanted to have. You could decorate it up and just use it as you could use it as a bookmark. But anyway, so these, I love these. I would probably pull out a 6x6 paper pad and take one of each sheet in the pad and make a whole bunch of these and just have them. I got to start adding them to journals. And then, of course, if you leave, this is the one I decorated. Of course, if you leave the top, see how I left the tops on the paper clips out? Because I love this idea. So that's a piece of all scrunched up seam binding. And it just decorates the top of it. And I think that's adorable. So I would mass make these. I mean, I would probably let them get down to being not a lot left before I started mass making them. But I have tons of 6x6 pads. And all of your 6x6 pads, as you know, come with multiple copies of the design. So you get 3 to 4 copies of each design in the pad. So taking one out to make a bunch of these, is, great projects. That's what they're made with, by the way, is 6x6 paper. Okay, so I'm going to put those down as a mass make. I would mass make those. Okay, no tabs, no problems. This is basically if you don't have a tab punch. So like I have a whale tail punch, but like this was made with a circle punch. You punch out a circle and then you fold the circle in half and you punch 2 little circle sides, right? This was just folded little square piece of paper in half and punch out your corners. And it makes kind of a tab. This was, I don't even know what this was. I think this was one that I cut and then tried to freehand shape, which, I think we were going for the whale tail shape and I just didn't quite get there. Here's one that I decorated. You can put decorations on these. So it's made out of book page, and then I just stuck a little bit of decorating on it. Again, this is one of the ones that's just a square of paper folded in half, and you cut the top corner out with a circle punch, and then I rounded the corners. I think the reason, if you don't have a tab punch, a lot of people that do paper crafting at least have a circle punch. It's one of the basics. I feel like lots of people have them. And if you don't, you can always fold a square in half and then cut your own corners. I mean, it doesn't have to be punches, but these, I don't think I would sit down and mass make these. And the reason I wouldn't is because I have a whale tail punch. So this is a lot of extra. With everything else I have going on, this is extra work. That's not to say that I don't think they turn out cute, because I do. I mean, I think that's cute. I also, if I was in the mood for a different shaped punch, I also have a create your own tags punch, and it has decorative tag tops to punch the corner of your tag and make it decorative looking. So I did the top of a tab with that punch. And so you can find all different ways to take a square of paper and just fold it in half and do something with the corners, and it makes a tab on your page. I wouldn't mass make these. I would make them as needed. I mass punched a ton of whale tail punches that I still haven't been through. So this would be more of the butterflies. If I really wanted a tab that was a different shape, that would be why I would make those. Okay, the next one is banner paper clips that are pockets. Okay, now I have some 4-inch paper clips, and we made this one. So this is a paper clip, just like we did before, and you hang a piece of paper off of it, but you put a pocket in it. Okay? And I think these are really cute. I mean, you could tuck a small flippy pad down in there, or you could tuck, a little tag or, whatever, and then it moves around your. I also made teeny tiny ones. So I got this one. You can make these any size. The pocket. It's a cute idea. And because the pockets are so small, I did wrap them around. So if you don't like all of this, the way it's put together back here, you can either decorate this or cover it. But for the most part, you're just going to see this when you clip it in. It sits against the page like that. So as far as mass making, if I was sitting down mass making paper clips, I would probably sit down and mass make all different kinds of paper clips at the same time, if that makes sense. So these would fall into being made with the banner paper clips. I would make them all together. And I'm pretty sure the banner paper clips I put as a mass make. So, okay, the last thing. Let's set this stuff up here. We might actually do some decorating on these. The last thing is these little paper. Okay, so basically it's a little clutch, right? And all it is a fold-out journaling spot, but it's shaped like a little purse. Okay, and I made one out of music paper. Now, if you want to use this for journaling, you're going to have to put some stuff in there, or you paint over it or something so that you can journal on it. The bigger the piece of paper, the more folds you get, which affects what you see here. See, like this one, I was able to fold it 3 times instead of 2. If you fold it 2 times, then the white will show. But if you have a piece of paper that you can fold 3 times, then your white won't show. As you can see, like that one. All right, now here's a couple decorated ones. I put a pocket in that one, I think. So we have this one that's decorated, and this one's got a string that doesn't want to. Oh, that way. I was going to say it doesn't want to come off. Okay, and I guess it would go that way, but. Cool. And then it's got a little pocket in it. It's just a scrap of the paper that I used for this. Because you cut a piece of the paper off. But anyway, so there's that one and this one that we decorated. I even put a little pocket on that one. And you could, of course, punch a piece of coffee dyed paper to put there to hide the brad. Okay. Now these ones, I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's stuff in here. So I thought maybe we would decorate these. Maybe we put this one up here. I guess it just depends on, I didn't put a pocket in this one, right? Okay. I guess it just depends on what you want the top and bottom of your thing to look like. All right, and then I think I wanted to put this on here like that, just because these kind of run that way. Although I put that one on, but this doesn't fit like this. Well, it does, barely. Well, I put this lace here for some reason. Okay, you know what? We're going to do this. I'm going to put a little bit of glue here and stick this in it like that. We're going to build this piece so that I know exactly what it's going to look like. I don't know. Let's put this on this side. Now, you also have to remember that part of the, when it's closed, the flap is going to cover part of it up, however you decorate up here. Let's make sure I don't. Okay. And then we'll put. I'm trying to decide. That's probably going to be best. So we'll put a little bit of glue right there and put the netting in it. Well, like that. Okay. All right, and then this will go on here like this. Okay, and then this will close over it. So it's gonna. The only other thing you might be able to do is put it high so that it kind of overlaps the sunflower. I don't like that. You put it low so it connects with that sunflower. I like that better. Okay, let's put this down. But anyway, so you decorate these, and then they're journal spots that you can open up, and you can clip them in, you can tuck them in, you can stuff them in a pocket, you can, if you really wanted to, because it's a folding piece, you could sew it in. Now, of course, it would have to be at a signature center because otherwise you wouldn't be able to fold it up and close it. But okay, and let's put this one down. I'm always looking for fun and interesting ways to add journaling space because I tend to put a lot of the pages that go into my journals, unless I specifically add like coffee dyed paper or something. A lot of my pages are decorated, right? They end up not being journaling space, which of course in a journal is. And of course, depending on what you write with, I guess just about anything can be journaling space. but there are some things that we would write on and other things that we wouldn't. All right. You can also, like I said, you can also turn it this way. Although I will say if I was going to turn it that way, I think I would have glued it together differently. So we're going to go ahead and stick with the original plan. I'm hoping this is a shiny. One thing about some of this Tim Holtz, I'm pretty sure this is a Tim Holtz label. The store label one. I'm pretty sure it's Tim Holtz. But it's one of his like shiny, this card. It's one of the ones that's got a shiny surface. And I'm always worried that they're not gonna stay stuck. Because sometimes the glue, or sometimes the shiny surface, when the glue dries, it'll just peel right off the glue. And a solvent glue doesn't always remedy that. I always hoped that the solvent glue would kind of, for lack of a better word, eat into or dissolve that shiny surface. But it doesn't always, that's not always the case. All right, and then you just tuck that in. Now I had a yellow paper clip on this one, which I might keep with it. And then you just clip it in on a page. You can clip it in from the side so that it stays closed. You can clip it in from the top and let the book hold it closed, however you want to do it, right? But I think they're cute. And I think I put this one together to be decorated as well. And I don't remember how I wanted this one decorated either, because I'm good at this. This one appears... Sorry, I know, I went quiet. When I concentrate, I go quiet. Something like that, maybe. But anyway, these are really cute. I do like them. I think the fold-up clutches would be, I don't know. They would be a mass make, but I think that I would probably end up coffee dyeing. Like, this is coffee dyed paper. I coffee dyed I had coffee dyed scrapbook paper that I made. So I would probably coffee dye paper and then make these. That would probably be my answer to them. I am also one of the ones that would prefer to get a triple fold so that when you look back here, that doesn't show as much. But again, that's a personal preference thing. I don't remember why we didn't get a triple fold out of these. It might have been the size of the paper. Yeah, so I'm going to glue this one together off camera. I'm not going to keep you any longer. I just thought that I would give you a run through for 41 through 50. And at the end of this whole thing, since we're at the halfway point, I'll let you know, at the end of this whole thing, we're going to go back and we're going to throw together a journal. And we're going to put mass makes, all the things that I would mass make, I think, into the beginning of the journal. And if there's still room, we might put some of the as needed stuff at the back. And then the stuff that I don't like or wouldn't use, I'm going to leave out. So that's my plan for the end of this whole run through thing. And that way I have them for future reference as I use up the ones that I've got. And I did the same thing with when I did Rachel's Roxy's Weekly Challenge. I did it like 2-3 years ago. But I just put everything in the book. So either way, but so that's it for me. God bless you guys for hanging out, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.